Hey, how do you like that intro music? Welcome again, this is Albert, back with the football video blog, soccer video blog, and this is episode 2. Today I'm going to talk quickly, since this week, Wednesday, tomorrow, the national teams for Mexico will play the United States in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a friendly. It's not a FIFA date, so not all the best players will be at this game. Just a bunch of local league players from MLS and the Liga MX will be playing in Phoenix. But as always, it's going to be a pretty good game between these two teams that are the top two, pretty much the top two best teams in this area, in the region. And the reason I wanted to talk today was to explain why I am a fan of the Mexican national team instead of the United States national team. And that's sort of puzzling because I'm an American. I was born in the United States. My parents were born in Mexico but moved to the United States, so I have, Mexican roots. I look sort of Mexican. So there's the Mexican-American issue aspect of this. So growing up in the United States, soccer, I played soccer pretty much all my life. It was in high school, in middle school, I remember our soccer coaches were football coaches. So when football season was over, we had the football coach as soccer. So the level of knowledge that our coaches helped us and provided us with was very limited. I remember when we were a small school, so we would get beat by a lot of the bigger schools, and I remember one school had what they call the triangle offense. So they would form themselves in triangles and do their passing, and they would beat us pretty much most of the time. So this whole soccer thing was pretty new. I was a little bit frustrated, and then as I grew older, I would watch the game, and I would notice the U.S. teams. A popular thing with their strategy would be kick and run. So that means that you would kick the ball down the field and then run your fastest to go get it. In the smaller kids and youth soccer, you see people bunching up a lot. And these were just little annoyances that got to me. I started, it was in the 94 World Cup in the United States. I started watching Mexico, and I think they played Ireland and then another team. And I was really impressed on the passing, how they passed back and forth. They passed back to the field to keep possession. A popular thing in Mexico is when they get those passes and they string along a lot of consecutive passes, the fans would yell "Ole, ole" after every pass, just to show that possession was something that's to be valued. So I really liked that thought. I didn't like the kick and run ball. Again, we go back to like what I talked about last time, the technical ability that most countries have, that Mexico has in their players, is what I really liked. That's how I tried to play when I was younger. The teamwork and everything just wasn't there. Although for our high school team and the abilities we had, we did pretty good. So I ended up spending some time in Mexico on a Mormon mission, and living amongst the people in Mexico, in different cities, I gained a greater love for the country and the culture and everything, and learned, and not really soccer related, but just the country itself. And then I was able to see a little bit of the culture towards soccer and how some people were frustrated at Mexico as a soccer team because they would, a lot of times in the big games, they would play really, really well, but the result would always be a loss this would be against bigger teams like Brazil's and Germany's and all that. So after that World Cup, I really enjoyed the Mexican team. After going to Mexico and living there for 2 or more years, I enjoyed their team and didn't really like the style of soccer in the United States. So that's pretty much the reason. It's not really a patriotic or a country type of reason, but a soccer skill related reason. But of course there is a little bit of patriotism to an extent because my heritage is from Mexico, but I am, American, so even served in the Air Force, so there's no real discussion on that or controversy. Just the skill. I'm Mexican American, root for Mexico, even against the United States, and even with this rivalry and a lot of the conflict or fighting that goes on. So hope to see you guys in the next episode. You can follow me on Twitter, Beto, BETO _ATX. Later.